So there's this guy named Mehdi Hasan, all right? He had a show on MSNBC. He got fired for talking about Gaza too much as being, a pit of genocidal violence being perpetrated by Israel and the Israeli state. And so he went and founded a new media company called Zeteo. He's basically known for being... I don't even know if we can call him like the best, like maybe like the best American-based journalist. Like he's based in America, but he's from the UK, and he actually gives real interviews where he comes with receipts, he backs up his claims, and when he goes toe to toe with people, it's genuinely beautiful. I appreciate it. He also wrote a book on how to debate. So, yes, I'm not saying he's not a U.S. citizen, Nightlight Plushy Jesus. I'm just saying, like, he's originally from the U.K., came here, became a naturalized U.S. citizen. Just saying he lives in America right now. Let's see. Glad the MAGA feel safe enough to admit who they are now. It will make violent resistance against them much easier for real Americans. I mean, hopefully it won't get to that point. Journalist versus 19 Nazis and one Mexican American who got lost. I haven't seen this, so I have absolutely no idea what you mean. Let's not forget about the pro-trans powerhouse, Chris Hayes. I mean, Chris Hayes is great, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't necessarily say that Chris Hayes is on the same level as Mehdi Hasan when it comes to, like, throwing fisticuffs in the marketplace of ideas. I don't know, I think Mehdi Hasan, since leaving MSNBC, has been a little bit more pugilistic towards the Dems, and rightly so. All right, but let's just dive in here, shall we? I've watched about 20 minutes of this, and when I say that this is Mehdi Hasan surrounded by essentially fascists, and really, I think he does a pretty good job, just from what I saw, of really showing just how empty their rhetoric and ideology is, how it is mostly bluster and misdirection to compensate for the fact that they don't know shit about shit. It's honestly really impressive. So let's take a look, shall we?
My family lineage is settlers from the 1500s.
Colonialists.
Yeah,
you
colonials.
You don't look very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites are Native Americans. What are you talking about?
Yeah, this is about the this is the general quality of what we're gonna get. This is the general quality of the discourse here. It's literally take the dumbest person you know and make them dumber.
What
are you talking about?
You're a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you can say I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
Listen to me. I am an immigrant. I'm speaking from personal experience.
Get the hell out.
Yeah, it's these people are like devoid of light behind their eyes.
I don't even like... I should get the hell out.
Yes.
Why?
I don't want you here.
I'm Mehdi Hasan. I'm a journalist. I'm the editor of Zeteo. And today I'm surrounded by 20 far-right conservatives.
Now, I do want to really emphasize here that I really despise Jubilee. I really think that what they do mostly is carry water for conservative ideas. And I think the issue here, or what they were trying to do here, I think it was try to find someone to make Mehdi Hasan look bad. Essentially, to validate the fascist ideas, make Mehdi Hasan look bad. And I think that, like, ultimately, their goal isn't necessarily as insidious as, oh, they want the fascists to win. It's just that they want the views, they want the money. That's what they want, right? And they have a bunch of flowery language in, like, interviews with the people who produce Jubilee about how, this is truth, this is truth in the public eye, and it's just not that. But I do think that there is something valuable in the rhetorical exercise of revealing how empty fascists are. And because I think that there is, and, I know that a lot of people on the internet dunk on debate bros these days. And a lot of, like, the debate bros have just kind of, like, dissipated, for lack of a better word. Largely because debate content just, it doesn't hit if people don't have skin in the game. Now now like some of the biggest debate content is like I don't know, Ronald Reagan debating Jesus, AI chatbots against each other, and like that's like that does weird numbers. But debate is a skill, and it is a different kind of skill from presenting information in an engaging way. You know, it takes a different kind of rhetoric. And I think that honestly, in a situation like this, these people are honest to God fascist, you know? These people are honestly portraying their position. And Mehdi Hasan is honestly portraying his positions. And I think that there is value in seeing these ideas butt heads and seeing, like, Mehdi Hasan, a liberal, progressive liberal, like, demonstrate the utility or lack thereof of their fascism, you know? I think that is good. And I think that making these people look stupid in the eyes of potentially millions of people is good. I think that, like, there is a time and a place for debate as a skill. And honestly, I think that, you know, the idea of like, oh, we shouldn't platform fascists. I think that's kind of like a for the before times. Like, our government is captured right now by fascists, and I think that we need to directly engage with that fact by exposing these people for the dipshits and losers and pathetic cowards that they are. So, with that being said, let's jump in here.
My first claim is Donald Trump is pro-crime and pro-criminal. Welcome. Nice to meet you. I'm Mehdi.
I would just like to ask, what makes someone pro-crime versus, anti-crime?
I'm already fascinated by this guy. I'm sorry.
I would just like to ask,
this young man has two pierced ears, and like I just want to like really point out. I know it's not like super relevant, but like the aesthetics, especially when we're talking about like fascists. The aesthetics are like all they got. So I'm very curious here. How do I put this? I think these people lack awareness of themselves, and they lack awareness of the situation that they're getting into, and I think they lack awareness of a lot of things in general. Because at heart they're all anti-intellectuals. You know, they don't believe in like empirical thought or reasoning. But what's interesting to me is that in some of these circles, right, where these fascists run, there is a desire to still break down, oh, you're one of the lefty fascists. You're one of the, more progressive fascists. And in a circle like that, having your ears pierced could genuinely be like a mark of like, oh yeah, I'm one of the reasonable fascists because I'm okay with the gays. It's a small thing, and it might not even apply to this guy, but there is almost like, especially on shows like this, an attempt to mirror like progressive aesthetics, and I don't know. It gets a little bit messy, but let's just keep going. I thought it was interesting to observe that.
What makes someone pro-crime versus, anti-crime?
I think when you're soft on criminals, when you let criminals out of prison, when you pardon people who've assaulted police officers, you're pro-criminal. Donald Trump pardoned almost 1,600 people who were involved in January the 6th. I think 600 of them had been charged with assaulting a police officer or obstructing a police officer. 170 had pled guilty to assaulting a police officer. 70 had pled guilty to assault with a deadly weapon. J.D. Vance said, we're not going to pardon the violent criminals from January 6th. Donald Trump pardoned all of them. Are you okay with that?
I would say January 6th is a very special case. I would say it's almost a climax point in history. I would just phrase the question this way. Right now in the LA protests, if they were to, just for example, they were to rush the capital of LA.
For example, in the LA protests that are happening right now. Now imagine they did something that they aren't doing. But imagine if they did that. I think that would be roughly the same as when a bunch of militia groups convened and attempted to overthrow the government while chanting to hang the vice president of the United States. I think that's it's exactly the same. It's practically a 1-to-1 ratio of sameness.
I mean, they'd have to move over all the homeless people living in tents on the steps of the Capitol. But if they were managed to get into the Capitol and they were just protesting, peacefully, let's say police officers were rushing them in. They were letting them in and saying, hey, you guys can go in, like we have many testimonies that say.
What about the violent ones, though?
Okay, violent ones like what?
Like a man named David Dempsey, a judge, a Reagan-appointed judge.
By the way, the only way you can make the argument that he's making is if you haven't seen the footage from January 6th. And I've seen so much of that footage, and to argue like, oh yeah, they were all just being ushered inside and were being totally fine. Like, no, they weren't. That absolutely was not what was happening. There's literally, you can watch footage of the entire thing unfold. That didn't happen.
Sentenced to 20 years in prison. He stomped on police officers' heads. The judge said his conduct was exceptionally egregious. He attacked police officers with flagpoles and pepper spray. Donald Trump pardoned him. There's a man named Daniel Rodriguez. He got 12 years in prison for taking a stun gun and tasing a police officer in the neck and giving him a heart attack. The judge said he was a one-man army of hate. Donald Trump pardoned him. Does that not make Trump pro-criminal?
Didn't, like, one of the guys who was pardoned by Donald Trump, like, there was a story about him like a month ago. One of these guys like went back to prison, was convicted of like threatening children, and like some of these people were genuinely already unhinged, and like a lot of them are going back to prison for that unhingedness.
He's letting violent criminals out of prison.
I would say no, it doesn't make him pro-criminal.
You're okay with that?
I did not say that. I said that one pardon against somebody.
It was 1,600 pardons. 600 of those were people charged with...
one example that you just gave me.
I can give you more. Should I keep going?
Fine.
Shane
And I'll say the exact same thing every single time.
Then your argument will fall apart because it's not just one example if I keep going.
Go for it then.
I see, this is what I like. This is what I really like. Like, Mehdi Hasan did his homework, and he knows, like, the names of individual people pardoned on January 6th. Like, that's some next level preparation. He does a really good job at these types of encounters. Would I have supported a January 6th? I'm unsure what you're asking, Andreas. So, if the election was stolen claims were true, which they weren't, and the person who was cheated against was a progressive, would you have supported a January 6th? I would have supported an official recount. I would have supported, like, the normal mechanisms to ascertain whether or not, like, the election was legit. There are mechanisms in our government to do that. But,
Okay, Shane Jenkins got 7 years in prison for 9 criminal offenses, attacking police with a deadly weapon, destroying government property.
How do
Trump pardoned
pardons
him.
that probably shouldn't have happened turn into pro-crime?
So you've agreed that they shouldn't have been pardoned?
Sure, but that wasn't your claim, was January 6th. Your claim was Trump is pro-crime.
Yeah, because he pardons criminals.
Okay, I would say that's
not...
California man pardoned for Jan 6th riot, convicted of receiving child porn. Like, it's genuinely, like, non-stop there are stories about this coming out of like dudes that went to January 6th somehow getting convicted on other charges. It's crazy.
Let's talk about non-January 6 people.
Okay.
He's pardoned people like Paul Walchak recently, who took millions of dollars from his own employees, was sentenced to tax crimes, had to pay back $4 million. Trump pardoned him. He bought himself a $2 million yacht. Why is he pardoning criminals like that?
Well, I don't know. I don't think you should
Well, I don't know. I don't know why he's pardoning hundreds, if not thousands, of criminals. But all I know is it must be because they were all doing nothing wrong, nothing wrong whatsoever. And I actually haven't ever stopped and thought about that or considered how this totally undermines all my claims about caring about this whole thing that we're doing here, this fascism that we're doing. Oh dear. All right. Anyway,
I don't think really presidential pardon should be a thing at all. But I
agree.
I don't think that.
All right, pause.
That means something.
You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Thanks.
God, it's so dumb.
How's it going?
Wait, who's the guy in the hat? My man, did they find like the one and only like Amish conservative on Rumspringa? Like what like holy shit, what happened here? I'm not mad. I'm just okay, all right. Can't Sir Reddit, the knighted incarnation of Reddit. First name Mai, last name Lady. Milady.
How's it going?
Hey, how's it going? Mehdi.
What is it?
Mehdi.
You're from northern UK, I guess?
I'm from London, North London.
Okay, fair enough. What's your ethnic background, if you don't mind my asking?
Jesus Christ. I see you're brown. What's your ethnicity? What? I see your skin is darker than mine. Would you mind if I broke out the calipers? I have my own specialized pair. They're engraved. I would love to take some skull measurements.
Parents are from India.
Okay, perfect. Just getting premise here. First of all, I want to say
premise-
that
Just getting premised on your ethnic background. Jesus Christ.
Of Donald Trump being pro-crime.
No. I want to concern myself with why you care about what's happening in the U.S., first and foremost. Secondly, I want to say this. With the
Should
argument,
Oh, hey, wait a minute. I
why you
recognize
care
that
about what's
lady.
happening in the U.S., first and foremost. Secondly,
That's the lady who was talking with Sam Cedar. The lady who was saying, why shouldn't one be xenophobic? And then it was revealed that she is Canadian. And it's just kind of like, why you came all the way to America to be xenophobic on behalf of Canada? What the fuck are you doing? I can't imagine anything more embarrassing than like trying to outsource your like virulent bigotry in other countries, you know? Like, damn. The trad wife, Riverboat Jack, yeah.
I want to say this. With the
Should
argument,
US
like,
Oh, she does work for Elijah Schaffer. I remember going down that rabbit hole. Yeah, she works for... Guys, she works for the guy who doesn't think nuclear weapons are real. He thinks that all of the nukes have been faked by the Jews, and I'm not even joking. At this point, we have like 3 different videos on Elijah Schaffer talking about nukes being fake. It's really crazy. When I say that these people are fascists, they're like fascists. Like they're like the kind of like Nazi fucks that were talking about how it was good that Einstein wasn't in like the Reich anymore because of his evil Jew magic. Like, so he's a schizo? No, he's like Elijah Schaffer is just a fascist. They're all like that. Their brains are broken. Is he the one who thinks dinosaurs are made up? I don't know if he thinks what he thinks about dinosaurs, Velvet, but I wouldn't put it past him. A lot of these people are also like young Earth creationists, and so they don't think like geology is real or like they disbelieve in the vast majority of sciences.
Should people who live in the
let me
US
finish.
not care about?
Let's not interrupt each other. Because I have this thing, like people know I have this thing. I have to stay calm, okay? So
Okay.
I had to stop this when I was watching this pre-stream, and I just have to ask, like, that sounds like you like when you get angry you like kill things and or people, you know, like that sounds like you can't be trusted with like a dog because you've snapped too many necks. Like that seems really gross and weird. Like I wouldn't trust this man around children or pets or small woodland creatures. Like at a certain point, like the fascism rots your brain and prevents you from even attempting to be a decent human being.
here's the thing. I am happy that he released J6. In fact, so much so that I was prepared to protest if he didn't.
Okay.
So when you say, are you okay that he's pro-crime? Sure, because you know what? We're changing the definition of what crime is, first and
You
foremost.
don't think stomping on police officers' heads is a crime?
I don't think it's...
See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean when I talk about like Mehdi Hasan just being so fucking good rhetorically. He's so good at it, Chad. When he's like, well, the left is changing the definition of what a crime is in order to call January 6ers criminals. Like, and Mehdi Hasan's just like, you don't think it's a crime to stomp on the head of a police officer? They can't answer that question. Just watch him like utterly implode.
It's no longer a relevant conversation anymore. You're
Really?
arguing... No, it's not, because you know what? Okay, have you seen the U.S. in the last 4 or 5...
When someone's like, do you not think it's a crime to stomp on a police officer's head? And the go-to response is, have you seen how the U.S. in the last 4 or 5 years? Like, that's nuts, dog. That is nuts. That's straight up, like, disconnected from reality. Like, strangers are looking at you ranting and raving on the street. Like, dog, what I think is good about this is that any reasonable person here would look at these people as representing, like, conservatism and say, oh, yeah, we need to do something about this. I think that stuff like this has the potential to radicalize people to action.
5 years,
Yes, I've
BLM protests.
lived here for a
Have you
while.
seen? Okay, I myself have been involved in these protests. I've seen egregious things that you couldn't even imagine.
So we have
Oh yeah. And Sage, you are 100% correct here. When we're covering this, like, the people going into this show are debating not to have their minds changed. They're debating as a rhetorical exercise, and as a statement. You want your ideology to come out looking better. You want their ideology to come out looking worse. And genuinely, I think that Mehdi Hasan succeeds on both accounts, just from what little of this I've seen so far. But yeah, no one in this video is under the pretense that they're going to change anybody else's mind that they're talking to.
To conservatives, it's not about that. It's about tribal warfare. Okay. That's where we're at in the U.S. I don't know where you're at in the UK. You're from India, so I don't really.
I'm not from India.
Oh, sorry, your parents are from India, so.
Oh, you're from India. My parents are from India. Where are this man's parents from? The cave where Smeagol hid the ring for thousands of aeons?
I'm an American
you
citizen.
have your own stakes.
I'm an American, you know.
You're an American citizen?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know how
Yes.
you got that, but fair enough. Here's the thing.
Are you an American citizen?
Absolutely.
I don't know how you got that. Jesus Christ.
But here's the thing.
Not sure how you got that, but okay.
Born here.
Okay.
Born here, and my family lineage is settlers from the 1500s, so I have some stake in the
Okay.
claim here, okay?
But you're
a little different
But you're
than
a
yours.
descendant of immigrant settlers.
I didn't know.
Colonialists.
Yeah,
You don't
colonials,
look
yeah.
very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites
not.
are Native Americans. What are you
Sorry,
talking about?
you're not.
What are you talking about?
The fact that he gets applause for that is honestly insane to me. Like, understand that in the fascist mind, this guy thinks he's winning. And those fascists think that they're winning, right? Yeah, white people are Native Americans, bro. It's the dumbest take. Like, also, just props to Mehdi Hasan for his composure. Because, like, this is the nicest face you can make to someone who just said one of the dumbest things you've ever heard in your life. This is the pitying smile of a man going, "Oh, you're an absolute baby-brained moron. Oh, how did you even put your pants on today?"
Whites are Native Americans.
Really?
I think
What was happening before the 1500s?
I think you're getting confused with it.
I don't mind going on a tangent, but what was happening before the 1500s?
Calm down. I think you're getting.
What was happening before the 1500s?
There was indigenous people here that
Yeah.
came here from
Do you know
Asia.
what indigenous means?
Listen, before
Listen, I didn't come here to learn the definition of fancy 2-bit words that I myself used, okay? I don't need to know word meanings. How dare you, with your massive wrinkly brain, try and own me in the marketplace of ideas? Listen, buddy, shut up. I have no idea.
or
Indigenous
America,
people
Let-
can't
you
come
let
from
me
somewhere
finish?
else.
Why do you ask a question if you're going to interrupt?
I'm not sure if you know what the meaning of indigenous means.
I do know what it means. It
Doesn't
means
sound
they
like it.
came here first, right? They came here from Asia by way of land bridge. Have an argument with Neil deGrasse Tyson or anybody else about that. I don't care.
Is he an
I
American?
genuinely don't care. Yes, he is.
Okay, just
so
checking.
My point is,
Like, another thing I appreciate about Mehdi Hasan is the constant barbs. Like, this man has professional media training. He knows how to get someone to lose their cool, right? So, like, him basically just, like, poking this guy, like, is Neil deGrasse Tyson? Is he a citizen? Who do you think is indigenous? Like, all these little questions are just jabs to rile this guy up because he honestly, because the angrier this guy gets, the better it makes Mehdi Hasan look. Just full stop.
okay?
Nothing to do with crime. So far, you've agreed with me that these people
Because
are
you're
criminals.
derailing, dude. I'm trying
You
to stay on
literally
track.
sat-
Wait, I'm sorry. Did we just see like a vein bulge in his
Okay.
Nothing
neck?
to do with crime. So far, you've agreed with me that these
Because
people are
you're
criminals.
Oh my god, you did. Look at that. Holy shit, dog. Dude, you're gonna blow. You don't see this massive vein right here?
These people
Because
are
you're
criminals.
derailing, dude. I'm trying
You
to stay on
literally
track.
sat down and asked me where I'm from. I think you derailed.
It's a tendon? Fuck you. It's fine. I take that back. No, fuck you.
this
You got
conversation from the
offended by
get-go.
that, but I'm because
I'm
I'm
not
always
offended. I'm
curious,
just wondering what it
because
has to do with
I'm
crime.
always curious.
We're going to talk about
why-
immigration. Don't worry. Later on, you can come back.
I hope so.
Right now, you're doing a very bad job of
Also, did
making the case that he's not pro-crime
I just
and
got a
pro-criminal.
round of applause.
I'm sorry. His ancestors may have migrated here or immigrated here in the 1500s, but clearly his eyebrows have never made the journey over the sea. Like, dude, what the fuck is happening with these eyebrows, man? These people all think like they're the master race, and then they're like sitting around with like no eyebrows. Like I don't know. That's weird. That's weird. You look like this guy looks like one of those cartoon guys where like maybe this is too deep of a cut, where like you can use like a little pen to like move magnetic bits around to like make the facial hair. This guy looks like a child did that, but removed the eyebrows for lulz. You know, like this guy's just like a complete cartoon character.
I could probably get another one actually if I asked for it.
Wow.
So I don't think I'm
is
doing
this how
as
you
bad.
get rounds of applause? You sit in a room with 20 people who agree with you. Wow, amazing. Amazing. That
Well,
must
wait
make you
till
feel
this
good.
comes out. You know what? I'm
20
actually
people
glad
agree
you're
with
getting
you,
this
applauded you.
emotionally outraged right
Wow.
now. This is.
Nah, Doug. Okay, look, I'm so glad you're getting so outraged right now.
You know what? I'm
20
actually
people
glad
Meanwhile, just his neck is bulging.
agree
you're
with
getting
you,
this
applauded you.
emotionally outraged right
Wow.
now. This is great.
I love it.
Do I have to say anything at this point, or are you just going to
Please.
keep going?
No, please.
Okay.
Make your claim.
My
Just
claim is that I don't
he
care if it's
overcollected the
pro-crime. You want to go
Okay,
back to the
so-
topic
so-
of
so
conversation?
that's fine, we agree then. He's pro-crime
But
and you
I
don't
have
care.
a question for you, though. Do you care on the opposite side of the spectrum?
Yes.
Do you care about law being administered
Yes.
to the opposite side of the
Yes,
spectrum?
I think
when they're
anyone
doing
who
the same?
assaults a police officer shouldn't be pardoned. I think that Donald Trump shouldn't have pardoned 9 Republican members of Congress who were convicted of crimes, and I don't think Joe
don't
Biden should
think you-
commit.
I don't
think
think you
Democrats should
understand-
pardon Democrats.
Fair, but I don't
We
think
both
you
agree.
understand where we are in the U.S. then.
I think I do.
No, because you're
I think I do
arguing
this for
from
a
a
living.
position of like a U.S. that doesn't exist anymore. We're headed towards
so
a tribal-
nihilism, no laws, nothing matters.
It's not about
everyone's pro-crime.
It's not about that. It's that
That's
conservatives
convenient.
conservatives for too long have been playing it safe. They've been playing by the
Really?
law. They've been playing
They've
it
been
by the
playing by
book.
the law?
Yes, they have.
Maybe
We're
you missed the Bush presidency.
conservatives
Did you
are
live
so
here during the Bush
concerned-
years?
Conservatives are
Didn't
so
play by the
concerned-
law, George W.
Let me
Bush, nor did
finish.
Ronald Reagan.
Let's be respectful to you. Let me finish.
I'm not sure you've been that respectful, but okay.
I'm trying to.
This man's like gonna burst a gasket. It's crazy. This is, you can tell by the way that he's used to like bullying other people around, and like the fact that like Mehdi's like, I don't think you've been very respectful. It literally look at his reaction to that. He like can't even process it, dude. Look, why can't you respect me? The first thing I asked you was to know your ethnic background, to pay you proper respect by implying you belong in India. Jesus Christ. That's what real respect looks like.
Bring it back. So let's both bring it back.
That's
Okay.
good.
I'm conservative. Okay.
Really?
Let me tell you this. We do play it too safe. We've been playing it by the book for too long. At this point,
We were all really confused about where you stood on the political spectrum, guy.
gloves are off, right? The left has made their point. They're willing
Are
to
the
do.
police force in Washington the left?
Yes.
Why
Are you kidding me? The left? Are you?
wow.
Are you insane?
Police officers.
Look. Okay.
The leftist police in Washington, D.C. I didn't want to say anything. As a leftist, I didn't want to say anything, but we have a bunch of ANCOMs working in the Washington D.C. Police Department, and we're getting ready to take over. That's a joke. If I have a handler in the CIA or FBI or whatever at this point, watching my stream, that I was joking. There isn't an ANCOM cell of police officers waiting to be activated. That's not a thing. Please don't use like $1 billion trying to look into it. Anyway.
Hey, look at LA right here. You think those stand down?
You think the LAPD are a bunch of liberal Marxists?
No, but I
Really?
think they listen to liberal Marxists who tell them what to do.
okay.
I think they listen to who signs their paychecks at the end
Can
of
I
the
just
day.
check,
who are
because you're
liberal
doing lots
Marxists.
of little diversions.
I love the idea that the police officers aren't liberal Marxists. They're just taking the orders of liberal Marxists. What is it? I'm sorry.
I think
Marxists.
no, but I
Really?
think they
I'm sorry. I just
stand down. Those stand
You
down.
think the LAPD are a bunch of liberal Marxists?
the idea of liberal Marxists is That phrase being thrown around here is really brain breaking, to be honest.
No, but I
Really?
think they listen to liberal Marxists who tell them what to do.
Okay.
I think they listen to who signs their paychecks at the end
Can
of
I
the day.
just
who
check,
are
because
liberal
you're doing
Marxists.
lots of little diversions. We both agree Donald Trump
They pay attention to who signs their checks at the end of the day, the liberal Marxists. Like, come on, dude.
is pro-crime. You're just fine with it.
No,
is that
I
the position?
don't
That's what you've
agree
said
with
so
your-
far
I
for
don't
about
agree with your
5 minutes.
I don't agree with your definition.
I know that Mehdi said that facetiously, but this guy is too dumb to understand that's a meaningless statement. This guy doesn't understand that Mehdi is making fun of him. This guy doesn't understand he's being fucked with.
What's your definition of crime?
It doesn't
Stomping
matter.
on a police officer's head
No,
is not
what-
a crime.
no,
That's your
what I'm
definition
saying-
of crime as the
He keeps getting
Native
me out of it.
American.
I am Native American.
If you
Okay.
say
Oh god. Oh fuck. See, I don't hate how dumb these guys are, because honestly, them being treated as the morons they are by Mehdi Hasan does an enormous amount of good, in my opinion, right? Like, if you're a normie and you're just like stumbling through like content and you come across like, oh, Mehdi Hasan, I remember that guy, and you click on this video, you walk away from this thinking, oh, conservatives are literally the dumbest people on the planet and I should never listen to them. You know, like, if you're a normal person of any kind of caliber, like you encounter this content in the wild, you walk away permanently inoculated to this type of fascist brain rot. You know? That's my take. Anyway, that's my hope for this type of content.
So, going back to the topic at hand, we have different definitions of crime because you're
that's
talking
convenient. There's
It's
a
not
criminal
about-
code
it's
in
not
this
about
country.
what's
It's called the
convenient.
U.S. Criminal Code.
You know what? Let's focus
That's
on
what
what we
everyone
agree
focuses
on.
Well, when you really break it down, the law is just a social construct. So really, if we have a difference of definition, that means I have a different law than you do. So, have you ever thought about that, Mehdi Hasan?
I'm sure you and I actually agree on a lot
Do we
more than
agree
you
that
realize.
people shouldn't stomp on police officers' heads? Can we agree on that? If
I'm
you don't
not-
agree on that, then I really think this conversation is kind of
No,
pointless.
because first of all, you're saying what? That the police have the authority, that they're given the
Dude absolutely cannot bring himself to say that stomping on a police officer's head would be a violation of American law. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy, dog.
He's more of a naive American than a Native American.
Yeah, a different kind of without the T movement. Is this guy a podcaster? There's a decent chance all of these people are like some type of support system to a known fascist content creator.
authority. I don't accept the authority that's been
It's a
given by
very
liberal
conservative
Marxists.
position.
I'm-
I thought the conservative are pro-police.
Then you
Or
don't
we
know what a
redefine-
real. Hey, listen,
So
you're
we
in a room
redefine
with
crime.
juggernauts right now.
We
Okay?
redefine
I'm telling you right now,
conservatives.
you are going to be blown
I
open
mean,
if you think
yeah,
that my
if we're going to
position is
struggle with the
alt-right.
English language,
You're gonna be blown the fuck out, Mehdi Hasan.
for the
No
next couple of
idea
hours, then yeah,
what you're
we'll
up
struggle.
against right now. Okay.
100%.
Yeah. Newsflash: the conservatives are liberal to me. Okay. Neocons, libertarians, all those mainstream people, they might as well be leftists to me. Okay.
Yeah, because again, these people are fascists.
That's how far to the right I am. Do you understand my position? So when
I
you say,
kinda guessed it when you sat down.
say, about obeying police, why would I give the authority to police? Do you know
think-
here in
do you
America?
think do you think Donald Trump
I'm trying to decide, like, do you think that this guy's like a sovereign citizen type? Like he's like, there's actually a secret law where if you secede from the United States individually, you are under American maritime law from the 1800s.
You're
should
in
be
America.
pardoning 9 members of Congress
you
who
know
committed
who-
financial crimes?
Let
Are
me
you
see if
pro?
I can remember
Are
his
you
name
pro
right, because
financial
it's so-
crime?
Do you
Are
know
you pro
Thomas-
financial crime?
Do you know
All
who
right,
Thomas
pause.
Timbo is?
Pause.
I think the people who clapped you voted you out.
All right. Head back to your seat.
Oh, the Mehdi Hasan nails the necessary contempt in tone for these people, and I appreciate it.
Been voted out by the
conservatives
majority.
Nice to meet you.
Hi
Hello,
there.
sir. How are you?
Hey, so I'm gonna be as respectful.
Oh boy. The vibes on every single one of these guys are absolutely rancid. The guy like the vibes these people give off are so bad This guy looks like he would play a serial killer in like a police procedural. You know, like the vibes are just bad on these ones.
Compulsory tip for having to listen to these idiots twice.
Sterling, thank you for the $5 super chat. Very much appreciated. He looks like Walter Mondale. This guy looks like an early like 2010s like basic starting create your character model, you know, in a video game. Jesus. He looks like he played the serial killer copycat. He actually kind of looks like that guy from what's that game? It's like a choose your own adventure style game from on the PS3, made by the guy who made Detroit 2 Human. Oh god, come on. I know Heavy Rain. Dude looks like the guy from Heavy Rain. He sounds like Discount Ben Shapiro. Hell yeah, Jay. Yes. Doesn't he? I'm not making it up. Here, Heavy Rain pro tag. What's his name? Ethan Mars. Dude literally looks like this. Come on. Yeah, he'd scream Sean. Like just have this character model, like, I don't know, bow his head a little bit. Wow, you're right. Thank you. Thank you for rewarding my fringe video game knowledge.
About this as possible, but the truth is your claim is completely bad faith. You do not care about being anti-crime. You yourself are pro-crime. Your side is pro-crime because you're a progressive.
How am I pro-crime?
So I'll give you an example, right? So your side, not Donald Trump, has passed a series of laws in California. Let's go with California. It's where we are right now. It's where I'm from. I don't know. Are you from California?
No.
Or okay. So in California, for example, the state legislature, completely progressive, just passed a law that limits sex offender registration to 10 years. It was life before. That's pro-crime. The legislature in California, which is progressives again, has passed a law that says the voter-induced 3-strike law is no longer absolute. If someone murders someone, stabs someone on 3 separate occasions, a judge...
California voters changed the state's 3-strike rule in 2012, so the mandatory 25 to life sentence was only imposed on serious or violent offenders. In 2021, the legislature ordered a mandatory resentencing for those with certain enhanced sentences. That seems good. That actually seems good, though.
Judge now does not have to give them life. That's a progressive law. That is pro-crime. You support that, don't you?
I actually don't support
it. Instead of just having a 25 to life, you have a sliding scale based on the seriousness of the offense.
Sex offenders coming off a list. I think they should be on for life.
Okay, so you disagree with progressives.
So hold on. You and I both agree that sex offending is a bad thing, especially child sex offending, right?
It seems like you and I agree on that.
I agree
legislature
on that.
of California.
I don't know when this was recorded, but holy shit. This coming out right now during the Trump Epstein stuff. Oh man. Okay.
So I'm not here to debate the legislature of California. I'm here to debate Donald Trump being pro-crime.
And
I'm saying that Donald Trump was friends with Ghislaine Maxwell. When Ghislaine Maxwell, who's the worst child sex trafficker of our lifetime, she's serving over 20. Do you know Ghislaine Maxwell?
Yeah, she's actually not. Jeffrey Epstein's the worst sex trafficker.
He's dead. I'm talking about people who are alive.
Oh god. Just like, holy fuck, guys. Does anyone know any details about the sex offender thing? Because that does actually seem pretty bad. Yeah, again, it's a representation of like a sliding scale where like if you've done what are deemed, and there's different criteria in the state, like minor, like smaller or less severe crimes of that nature, you go on the sex offender registry for 10 years. If you do it in a more serious capacity, then it's 20 years to life on the registry. So like, again, there's wiggle room instead of there just being like, oh, you did it, boom, you're forever in this category. It's just, again, more wiggle room when it comes to like sentencing. Yeah, like Bastion, that's a good example, right? Like some people have been arrested for public indecency because they had to go piss and there weren't bathrooms, so they pissed in a bush. But then, like, under some state laws, that can be construed as like a sex crime and get you on the list forever. And so this was a way to have like a little bit more flexibility in what the courts might do. Can I just point out these fascists are funny looking? Always. It is always acceptable to make fun of fascists.
Right now.
It's interesting, though, you didn't use his name, right? Wouldn't he be the one who did this?
Oh, great. I'm glad you brought up
Okay.
Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, before he died, did an interview with Michael Wolff. He's on tape. I don't know if you heard the tape. He says, my closest friend was Donald Trump. I was his closest friend. Elon Musk, I'm not sure if you've heard of him. He tweeted recently that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files. And Ghislaine Maxwell, who was the right-hand...
And by the way, I don't know how substantiated this is, but and I feel cringe even saying this, but Mueller, She Wrote, has a large liberal listener base. Put out a call to FBI officers for comments about the Epstein files, because we know that a large portion of the FBI was put on like sorting through these files and like kind of accumulating the raw data from the files. And in some cases they were put on these to process these files for 24 to 48 hours. And it took place very, very rapidly, very chaotically. And Mueller, She Wrote, got a few comments from FBI agents and analysts who said that like there were 100,000 documents that they had to go over in total that were given to the department. And like there were like 300,000 instances of like Trump being mentioned. Like I want to see more substantiation of this, but like the association here between Trump and Epstein is incredibly strong. Like it's not even subtle.
Woman of Jeffrey Epstein, when she was on trial for child sex offending, which you and I are opposed to, Donald Trump stood up and said, good luck to her, I wish her well. So yeah, that makes him pro-crime and pro-criminal if he's being soft on child sex traffickers,
Well, you just said they
like
were his
Epstein.
friends. He's
Yeah, like I'm sorry, I don't think there's any possible way one could be a long-term associate of Jeffrey Epstein and not have known what he was up to and not have, if you are genuinely his best friend, not have participated. There was a story in the New York Times that got published yesterday about a number of different instances that took place while Trump and Epstein were friends in New York. And one of the instances was a party where Epstein was the only guest, and two different accounts from two different witnesses, like two different women, report like sexual assaults that night because it was just Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein and a lot of very young women and possibly girls underage. So there's you can't really ignore that element of things anymore, and any kind of fascist who's trying to play dumb about this is honestly just drop some of the Michael Wolff sound bites.
I'm saying he was friends. He was friends with Epstein. You haven't seen the videos? They danced together, partied together. Epstein said I was his closest friend.
He's not supported the pedophilia part. The only people supporting pedophilia
that's not
are the
true.
left.
Trump gave a speech about 20 years ago where he said Epstein's a great guy. He loves young women. A lot of them are very young. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, laugh, laugh. So yeah, I think he's pro-crime and pro-criminal.
So you
and I
think
think
he's
he's soft on
having
sex
a friend who's
offenders.
do you have any friends who are criminals?
Not that I know of. Certainly not child sex offenders. No, do you?
No, of course not.
Okay, so we're both in agreement again.
If
So
it
why are you
came out
defending
tomorrow
Donald Trump?
if it came out tomorrow that one of your friends was a child sex
You know
trafficker,
what I'd do?
you'd stop being friends with them.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I
but-
wouldn't say-
And then I'd go on TV and I would say, "Oh, look, Mr. Hasan was friends with this guy 10 years ago. Therefore, he's
What if
pro-child
Mr.
sex
Hasan
trafficking."
said, I wish them well when they're on trial?
Mehdi is just so devastatingly good at this. He's just so fucking good at this. Like, I don't understand how, like, you don't just, like, wither into a corn cob at this point. Like, at this juncture, you're so cooked, you're turning into popcorn.
Wouldn't you ever go at me for
You
that?
wished your
Wouldn't
friend
you
well
ma-
on trial?
Yeah, child sex trafficker. Would you be mad?
I wouldn't wish someone well, but that's
Donald
your
Trump
gotcha.
did.
That's your gotcha.
It's a pretty
Is it
big
he said
gotcha.
He wished
Yeah.
a friend
Pretty
well?
big gotcha.
Okay,
He
but
praised
see,
the- he
what
praised
you're
the
really
woman
trying
for
to do
child
right
trafficking.
now is you're
What
trying to
about
get back to
that
Donald Trump on a personal level.
Elon
Let's talk
Musk says his
policy.
name is
What's his policy?
Oh, you want to talk policies?
Yes.
So when he left office in 2020, he left behind the highest murder rate for over 100 years.
He left behind-
God, I would give anything for Mehdi Hasan to moderate the presidential debate in 2028. He'd be so fucking good at it.
the highest murder.
Yes.
That is the most bad faith claim you could
No,
possibly make.
it's a fact from the CDC
and you
data.
know what? Here's why it's bad faith.
Can I finish a sentence and then you can come back in?
You're just lying to people. Donald
I'm
Trump.
lying? Can I finish the sentence?
Donald Trump does not cause the murder rate. Murder is a state level
that's
crime.
hilarious.
Gavin
Conservatives
Newsom is more responsible for the murder rate than Donald Trump is.
That's hilarious.
What the fuck, man? He ran away from that. He ran away so hard from Trump supporting like a pedophile, one of the most notorious pedophiles of all time. And like now is talking about how Gavin Newsom is responsible for the murder rate, which has gone down. So like I guess thanks Gavin Newsom.
So Donald Trump's not responsible for murder rate, but other politicians who are Democrats.
Yes, because it's
Everyone
a state
can see
level
your
law.
partisanship.
That's like saying no. I'll say Republicans are too.
Let's-
State governors who are soft on crime are the ones that are
Let
responsible
me finish
for
a
murder
sentence. When Donald Trump left office in 2020, between 2019 and 2020, according to data from the CDC, from the FBI, from Pew Research, there's a 30% increase in the murder rate between 2019 and 2020. It was the single biggest jump in the murder rate since
I'm sorry.
2020, according to data from the CDC, from the FBI.
Is that Brad Plumbo? I can't tell if that's Brad Plum. No, I don't think that's Brad Plumbo. It's just dude looks almost exactly like him. Sorry, Brad Palumbo. Is that not him? No, I don't think that is. But it does kind of look like him, right? I don't know, a lot of these conservative dipshits look the same to me.
From Pew
Except for this guy right here. I have no idea what the fuck is up with this guy.
Research, there's a 30% increase in the murder rate between 2019 and 2020. It was the single biggest jump in the murder rate since 1905.
And who's doing
so he's pro-crime
who's doing the murdering?
and
Aren't they
pro-criminal.
responsible? Who's doing the murdering?
The murderers.
So aren't they responsible
But why
for the
did it
murder
go
rate?
up on his watch?
What?
Why did it go up on his watch?
Gee,
He's
that's
very
a real
bad.
hard. That's
he's
a real
very bad
hard
at fighting crime.
That's a
for
real hard one to
Republicans.
figure out, right? We shut down the whole economy during COVID. We told everyone they couldn't go out unless it was to violently protest. We told people that if a cop tries to arrest you, that cop's probably going to get charged with murder.
No, I think the pandemic had a lot to do with it. But
Right,
the
so
pandemic
did he
didn't
cause
finish
that?
in 2020.
What?
The pandemic didn't finish in
No,
2020.
but you
And yet
asked why the murder.
I love how Mehdi Hasan maneuvers this guy into being like, no, it's the pandemic, stupid. When like literally every conservative runs away from the pandemic being like the cause of all of the crime rate spikes. I love how he maneuvered this guy. He's manhandling these people and they don't even know it.
And yet, if we're going to play the what about game, you guys blame Joe Biden for crime for years.
What Joe
For
Biden
years.
actively induces policies that are pro-crime. I'm asking
So
you
does
for
Donald Trump. Okay.
Name the policy
I'll
that's
name one right
pro-crime.
now. I'll name
Please,
one right
I've asked
now.
you for like 10 minutes.
I'll name
Please
one right
do
now.
that.
No, you haven't actually. You talked about
some of-
California legislatures. He pardoned violent criminals
That's
who
not-
then went
that's
on
not a policy.
to commit
He
other
did-
crimes. You don't think releasing violent crimes into
A
the
pardon is
community?
a one-time thing. What's his policy
Do you know-
he has pushed? Name a law he has signed.
A pardon
What
is a
law has he
one-time
signed?
thing. Is a policy is not one-time
That's
thing.
like Jimmy Carter pardoned the
You
draft.
guys
No, listen,
may want to dodge January 6th, the pardons.
I'm not dodging that.
Then
Jimmy
deal with
Carter.
it. Did you agree
okay,
with
I'm
them?
gonna right
Do
now.
you agree with
Jimmy
them?
Carter
Do you
pardoned
agree with
draft
the pardons?
dodgers. Does that mean his
I don't,
policy was
I don't
no one
support
has to...
Jimmy Carter. Do you
Okay.
support the pardoning of people who went on to be prosecuted for sexually abusing a 7-year-old child, illegal gun possession, reckless homicide?
Now, see,
These are people
there's
who
more bad
released.
faith. See,
These are
there's more
people who
bad
released
faith.
from
He
prison.
didn't pardon someone for sexually abusing a
No, but
child.
they went on to be
pardoned
convicted
someone
of it.
for
So
rebelling
that's it.
against the government that they believe
No,
had
they-
rigged elections. That's what he pardoned them for. He didn't pardon them for
No.
sexual child abuse.
But they were criminals who committed those crimes.
Oh, see, yeah, you're trying to say he pardoned them and then they went on to do crimes. It's almost like you're implying that they're criminals. Yeah, kinda, yeah. Really makes you think about that one.
Crimes, he let them out, so that means
Now,
the crime rate goes up.
So you say they're criminals because they did the crime, right?
Yeah.
Would you extend that to illegal immigrants, that they're all criminals
Comrade
because
girl,
they committed
she
the
is.
crime? I have a
No,
feeling your
the
position
Supreme Court. We're going to talk about immigration.
Someone who's illegally entered the United States, not a criminal, but
not
somebody who
according to the
illegally
Supreme
entered the
Court.
Capitol
Not
is.
according to the Supreme Court of the United States.
The Supreme Court has said that anyone who enters the United States
The
illegally
Supreme
is not a
Court,
criminal.
and we
What's
can
the case
jump
site?
to
Can I get
future
the case
claims.
site? Can I get the
We
case
can
site?
jump to 20.
Can I-
You want to get the case?
The case site, please. You said the Supreme Court
The
said,
citation of the case.
yes, that entering
It's
the United
called-
States illegally is not a crime.
It's called Arizona versus United States 2012. Go look it up.
Pause.
The fact that Mehdi Hasan can just pull that out, dude comes with the receipts. You know, like these people don't know shit about shit. They don't know that the Supreme Court ruled, unlike what the severity level of a violation of coming into the country across that invisible line. is on par with like getting a speeding ticket. Hey, are you a hardened felon if you go 5 miles an hour over the speed limit? No. You're not. Are you like a criminal? Goes on your permanent record if you like, I don't know, run out of time on your parking meter? No, you're not. You just get a ticket. It's the same severity of crime. And these people all act like, you're a dangerous felon if you did that. And it's just like, that's not even remotely an applicable standard to have. And the Supreme Court doesn't agree with them.
Pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
It's true. I do hope that if any like young burgeoning fascists watch this, they realize how devoid their ideology actually is of answers. You know, like, these people are empty. They got nothing. All they sell is hatred and bigotry in order to like fill in the gaps of like and failures of their own ideology. I'll not listen to this kind of pro-crime policies, Jack.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you doing, sir?
Nice
Wow,
to meet
no one else even tried. Jesus, just those two.
you,
Nice to
Mehdi.
meet you. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. I really just more want to get an understanding. When you say pro-criminal, what do you mean?
I mean that when confronted
They all keep asking this question, and they've clearly been talking about it. Like, why are you all asking the same question?
with people who've committed criminal acts, Donald Trump has been either soft on them, friendly with them, pardoned them, and of course, let's not forget, I mean, we've got 5 minutes left, I'm surprised it hasn't come up earlier, he's a convicted criminal himself sitting in the White House.
Okay, I want to
34
make sure I
felony offense.
understand.
I mean, a great example would be in order to try and criminally prosecute Kilmar Brego Garcia, they're like cutting a deal with an actual MS-13 gang leader. like they don't give a shit about crime, guys. They never have. That's their secret, Cap.
And you correctly, because
Yes.
I don't want to strawman you.
No,
You're saying
I appreciate that.
every time that he's been confronted,
Not every time. I didn't
Most
say the words
times.
every time.
As we say in the north of England, they're naught but piss and wind. I like that.
most times,
A lot of the time.
a lot of the times,
Yes.
he's leaned towards criminal activity.
I didn't say criminal activity. He has committed crimes.
Endorsed criminal.
He's been indicted for
Correct.
88 different criminal offenses in 4 different jurisdictions by 5 different grand juries. He was convicted himself on 34 different criminal offenses by a jury of his peers. But let's park that for a moment.
Okay.
Separate to his own crimes, when
Right.
confronted with the crimes of others, or the alleged crimes of others, for example, a Chinese crypto billionaire
Right,
called
right.
Justin Sun, who was being investigated for market manipulation, Trump dropped the case, invited...
Also, again, totally not relevant to anything, but like I can't get over like these piss colored shoes that this man is wearing. Like why'd you wear your piss shoes? What's happening here? Why would you do that? What possessed you in the morning to put on white socks, brown pants, blue shirt, and piss shoes? Why? The crimes these people commit.
him to the golf course,
Right, I get
invited
it.
him
So
to the White House,
plenty of examples,
and the guy
plenty of
invested
examples.
$70 million in Trump's
Okay,
cryptocurrency.
so what I want to ask you
That's
this.
pro-crime in my
so
view.
is it possible?
He's posing as a sewage worker to get the working class sympathy.
Because remember, the burden of proof's on you, right? You have to prove. Is it possible that all these things that he's done that supposedly make him pro-crime,
Yeah.
is there's another reason for the doing it? There's other justification. For example,
no,
let me give you an example,
yeah,
and then you can
please.
rebut it. The J6.
Yes.
Is it possible that he could have done this
Yes.
to unite the country? To
oh no. Now I know he said it was okay to attack the capital of the United States of America and chant for the hanging of the vice president, but maybe he told us all that was okay and pardoned the people who did it to show that we can all be friends again. Like I just, I think it really showed that we can all come together as one people, and together we are greater than any one of us alone. I think that maybe that's what he meant.
move past, to go to a new chapter. If it's even possible, I think you would have to admit that there's another possibility, therefore he's not pro-crime. at least
Yo, Speed Razor, thank you for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs. Very much appreciated.
and possibility.
So let me agree and disagree.
Yep, okay.
So I agree with you that the intent could be different. I don't think Donald Trump was sitting there saying, how can I increase the level of murders? Let me release some murders.
Only together can we hang our pants. It's no longer hang my pants. It's hang our pants. That's on the same level of Boo Earns. Boo Earns.
Murderers.
Right.
I'm not saying he did that on January 6th. I don't think he was trying to unite the country. That's where we disagree. That's bullshit. In fact, he divided the country further. But intent doesn't really matter to my claim. If he's releasing violent criminals,
Wait.
it doesn't
Intent
matter.
doesn't matter?
No, he's pro-crime and pro-criminal.
Well, no, but that's a big indictment to say pro-crime. That means
If I'm
he's
confronted,
for crime.
I'm confronted. Well, he is, because, for example, I gave an example.
No. It could
Can I
be
finish?
possible.
I didn't
Okay, sorry,
interrupt you.
forgive me.
Your friend earlier,
It's all good,
your
Speed
ally,
Razor.
said, where has he done stuff that's increased the crime rate? I'm telling you, people have been pardoned who have been convicted on multiple other crimes. These people who we pardoned had previous criminal records. They were not just some folks chilling around and go, we're against the takeover of our country, we're opposed to rebellion. A lot of these people were already hardened criminals, militia members. He looked at those people and said, you know what? They've been convicted, in many cases, by Republican judges, but I'm going to let them out. Yeah, that makes
can I
you
ask you a question?
pro-criminal.
Is it possible?
Very
Again,
much so.
all I'm trying to-
And if Joe Biden had done it, you'd be attacking.
But all I'm trying to say is what if he did that because he saw the spark of goodness in their eye? He saw what good works. God could work through them, and well, what if God works with in mysterious ways with imperfect vessels? What if he looked into their hearts and saw the potential of all they could be? And maybe he thought, hey, these people deserve another chance to attack the Capitol. Second time's the charm.
Sure. Is it possible that their conviction was part of the plea? It's like, oh shit, I can't get out of this, so I got to take a plea deal.
Some of them, maybe.
Yeah, that happens so fucking often in this country. But weirdly, I don't think this guy would accept that type of argument from, like, say, somebody who pled guilty to robbing
Maybe
a
the real
convenience store.
J6 was the friends we met along the way.
Jesus, Simric, true. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate it. Folks like you make the show possible.
Maybe.
A lot of them, maybe?
Others we saw with our own lying eyes on tape, battering police officers.
So I want to eventually...
Did you watch live on January 6th? What happened?
To be completely honest, I'm pretty novice on this.
Okay.
I'm more trying to target... You're saying he's pro-crime, and in my head...
It's kind of crazy that you came on a show as a far-right conservative and you consider yourself a novice on January 6th, the last time you guys tried to grasp onto power. I mean, like, all right, I guess.
I'm
just
saying,
thinking this logically. Let me finish. If I can finish for 1 second. If thinking this, there's a possibility that he might have had other reasons. For example, unifying the country.
Yep.
Next chapter, right? That could be the reason. Therefore, it's not pro-crime. There was other reasons. I'm just saying that's a possibility.
Sorry,
and I'm saying it's a possibility,
Nick
but I'm saying it's irrelevant, because if you're knowingly releasing violent criminals out into the community, pardoning, not just releasing, then yes, you are being pro-criminal. And
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not that difficult to figure out. Like, yeah, if somebody did a crime and you're just pardoning them en masse for no real political agenda, right? Like, you can make the comparison to, like, Jimmy Carter and, like, people who didn't go to Nam, but, like, that at least had, like, a restorative, reparative element to it. In a way that, like, pardoning the people who attacked the capital of the United States of America really doesn't.
Interviewed police officers.
I don't know about that case.
I've interviewed police officers who have been assaulted, beaten, had to retire from the police office, broken bones.
Can I move really
Let me
quick
say this out.
yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
finish very quickly. I've interviewed these police officers. They've been beaten by people who they've then seen walk off the streets and then carry on threatening them. Yes, when Donald Trump is responsible for that, you're definitely pro-crime.
Okay, I doubt a
All
lot
right,
of the sources,
pause.
but
You doubt
Pause.
police officers who testified to being assaulted?
You've
Wow.
been voted out by the majority. Please return
Nice
to your
to meet you.
seat.
Thanks. Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are
Nice
you?
to meet you, Mehdi.
So you claim that your main claim is that Trump pardoned some people from January 6th. By the way, I was there. I saw it all
boy.
firsthand. About a football field away. There's smoke in my eyes. bloodied. It was a crazy day.
Were you convicted of any crimes?
No, of course not, because I didn't enter the building. Staying very peaceful. But your entire claim is that he
That's
pardoned.
not my entire claim.
That's basically you keep bringing it up. All you do is bring it up.
Okay, I'll mention some other people.
Let me say this.
Are you okay with this pardoning of Paul Wolchak, who stole money from his employees?
You keep talking about
9
pardoning.
former members of Congress.
You
That's
keep
my
talking
claim.
about pardoning.
He keeps pardoning criminals.
You keep talking about pardoning, but like that doesn't show he supports lawlessness. He's just letting criminals go free. What's so wrong with that?
That makes him.
You know who else
pro-criminal.
pardoned a big criminal?
Go on.
Hunter Biden was pardoned by his father.
I don't think
He
he should
did
have done
crack
that.
cocaine,
He should have done
and
that.
he had hookers there too.
I'm with you all.
God, oh man, I love the fash when they think they have like a really good point, and their really good point is just, oh yeah, well the worst person you know also did something bad. It's like, yeah, I agree, and that's like their silver bullet point. Like, yeah, we also don't like Joe Biden. Congrats.
I'm with you all.
But then why don't you claim that
check my
Biden? Why
Twitter.
don't you claim that
I
Biden
think Joe
is
Biden in that
pro-crime?
instance was pro-crime. He shouldn't have done it.
Well,
he
so
shouldn't
he
have
was
done it.
overall pro-crime
He shouldn't have
just
done
because he did that
No,
one.
but Joe Biden didn't just. So if it was just a pardon, then you'd be fine. But I already mentioned there's also the fact that Joe Biden wasn't actually a convicted criminal in office. Trump has committed crimes. Trump hangs around with criminals. He spent much of the 80s hanging around with the New York mob. He hung around with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
Well, that whole that's
Whoa. Okay, you need to stop bringing up things that make me look like I don't know what I'm talking about. Whoa. You're talking. Wait, this is the first I'm hearing about this. He hung out with a sex trafficker and the mob? What? Was he friends with Jeffrey Epstein? Oh my god. Like I want to see one of these people like have a real-time mental breakdown over the fact that like their entire worldview is unsustainable.
Keep going.
Jeffrey Epstein lived in West Palm Beach, the area, and that's the closest golf course you can go to.
Do you think?
And he's very,
do you think
very
Donald
rich,
Trump is in the Epstein
so he
files?
paid.
Do you think Donald Trump is in the
As
Epstein
soon
files?
as Trump found out,
I'm sorry. What?
Do you think?
And he's very,
do you think
very
Donald Trump? He hung around with.
lived in West Palm Beach, the area, and that's the closest golf course you can go to.
Do you think?
And he's very,
do you think
very rich.
Donald?
Holy fuck. Yeah, well, Jeffrey Epstein couldn't have gone golfing anywhere else, okay? So he had to go golf at Mar-a-Lago, and that's why Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein knew each other. It was just his favorite golfing spot, nothing more. Like, they literally called each other best friends. Oh, they threw parties together. He wrote him a fucking birthday card. He flew on the Lolita Express. Trump literally met his current wife on the Lolita Express. Jesus. No, they just happened to golf together. Holy moly.
Trump is in the Epstein
So
files.
he paid.
Do you think Donald Trump is in the
As
Epstein
soon
files?
as Trump found out.
Do you think Donald Trump is in the Epstein files?
No, I do not. Here,
What, is Elon Musk lying?
Let me explain.
As soon as he found out, he stopped being friends with this guy. And that's why he wished the woman who spent her life getting him children to fuck. That's why Donald Trump wished her well. Oh wait, that doesn't make. Oh, what is the Lolita Express? The Lolita Express is the name given to Jeffrey Epstein's private jet. And that private jet is also where some of the child sex abuse would occur.
This. Okay. He lived in the area in Mar-a-Lago, near Mar-a-Lago. So he.
Yes. No. It wasn't. The Lolita Express wasn't used as Trump's campaign plane in 2024. It was used as JD Vance's campaign plane. It was like part of their like campaign fleet. A revamped Lolita Express. That is crazy. They were 16 and up and got paid well. Are you genuinely trying to defend child sex trafficking in my chat? Why are you okay with the rape of children? Why? Like you're like, well, it's fine if a 16-year-old gets fucked by an adult as long as they get paid well. It wasn't sex trafficking. Ghislaine Maxwell is literally serving 20 years in prison for the sex trafficking. So that is sex trafficking. If you are bringing young women or children across state lines to be fucked, that's sex trafficking. In exchange for money, that's sex trafficking. That's like the most basic sex trafficking you can do. And honestly, like, can you do me a favor, Nash? Can you, like, I don't know, go out, like, get in your car, like, and just drive to the nearest police station with your computer, okay? I want you to I want you to drive to the nearest police station and tell them you've got some interesting things on your hard drives, okay? I worked for billionaires in New York.
Hey Jack,
I bet you
off
did.
topic, but would you be up to collaborating with Ashley of Vicky Streams or Alice in Wonder One and, especially Alice's positive news segments? Both have big American audiences.
Well, D Boonies, thank you for the $10 super chat. I don't know who either of those people are, so I'd have to check them out. But I'm not inherently opposed to, like, going on other people's shows. All right, we're this is gross, and I'm not going to entertain it anymore. Bye. Yeah, these people are really gross. Fascists are devoid of light. Perma that bitch? Oh yeah.
Obviously, ticket to go in there.
Yep.
As soon as Trump found out that Epstein had done all those bad things, immediate ban
That's
from
not true,
Mar-a-Lago.
but okay.
Immediate ban
That's
from
not
Mar-a-Lago.
true.
Yes, it is.
That's not
yes,
true.
it is. 100%.
In fact, Ghislaine Maxwell recruited some of the girls that were abused from Mar-a-Lago.
That is absolutely true.
So listen to this.
From Mar-a-Lago. That's pretty outrageous, right?
Elon Musk tweeted that out in a fit of rage, okay? Do you really
Sometimes
do
people
you
tell
really
the truth
think,
when they're angry.
Do you really
the
think,
truth comes out when people are angry sometimes.
So Cash
we
Patel,
might see that today.
Cash Patel literally
Dude, I think Mehdi, like, looked at that guy who was hulking out at him earlier. I think Mehdi is continuing to work the room, and honestly, it's a thing of beauty.
really said that Elon Musk had no access to the Epstein files. So
Cash Patel said that Epstein killed himself. Do you agree with that?
whatever he says goes. Then yeah, I don't care.
You do?
He knows more information than I do.
A lot of MAGA people are upset
He knows
with
more
Cash Patel
information
for
than I
saying
do.
that.
But here's the actual claim.
Suddenly people are trying to vote you out.
He knows more than I do. I trust the government completely and utterly. Hey, don't you guys all trust the government as much as these fascist fucks do? Like, Jesus, the amount of, like, bending over backwards and contorting into knots is I mean, it's degrading, honestly. It degrades the human spirit.
Because you said you agree with Cash Patel on Epstein.
He knows more information than I do.
Is he wearing 2 crosses?
Maxwell was convicted by a jury in U.S. federal court on 5 sex trafficking-related counts. 1 of sex trafficking of a minor. 1 of transporting a minor with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, and 3 of conspiracy to commit choate felonies. Maxwell was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Indeed, Forlorn79. Thank you for subscribing over on Twitch.
That's time. Please return to your seat.
Good to meet you.
Yeah, take care.
Honkas.
Matt Tatiahu, thank you for gifting Stoudman a sub. Also, I've never heard the Honka S emote said by the text-to-speech, and honestly, it's pretty great.
Surrounded is now a podcast.
God, no, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, wait. All right. So, I think we're gonna do what we did with the Sam Cedar Jubilee, and we're just gonna, like, cut. We're gonna do each segment of the debate as kind of like one chunk, right? Because I've been talking for like over an hour about just this first one, and there are 3 chunks. Well, 4 looks like 4 chunks. This might be a long dive into the MAGA mind, but you know, I'm having fun. I hope you guys are having fun. Obviously, these people are disturbing, considering their level of misunderstanding about the world, their level of deliberate denial, their level of cognitive dissonance. It's scary. It's disturbing. There's a reason why, like, these people who are just so utterly conflicted and so utterly angry all the time and so filled with hate. There's a reason why these people break easy, you know? And it's not because they're well or mentally strong. Let's put it that way. That being said, folks, like, comment, and subscribe. Do the things. I hope you're enjoying my commentary on this, because I'm very much enjoying going over this.
Riverboat Jack is going to town. All the viewers gather around. Twitch and YouTube and Swishy streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, gaming, and plenty more. Your sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's